Hello mathematicians. Today we are going to talk about complementary and supplementary angles. Complementary are angles that add up to 90 degrees. Okay? So you could have two angles that form a right angle. These two are complementary. They make 90 because they make a right angle. You could also have two angles that might not be together, but if you add them together, they still make 90 degrees. 45 plus 45 is 90. So they either could make that 90-degree angle that you visibly see, or they could be here, and when you add them, you get 90. Supplementary, then, adds up to 180, and it's going to be really important that you memorize the difference between the two. So supplementary, 180 we know makes a straight line. So if they make a straight line, angles 1 and 2 are supplementary. They make a straight line or they make 180. We also could have two angles that when we look at them and add them together, even though they're not touching one another, when you add them together, they still get 180. So those are supplementary. So they either make a straight line, or when you add them together, you get 180. So complementary is 90. Supplementary is 180. And if you need help remembering, supplementary begins with an S. S for straight line, 180. Supplementary, straight line, 180. So let's look at these. Identify them as complementary, supplementary, or neither. Okay. So number 1 and 2, I visibly cannot see a right angle or a straight line. So if I add these two together, okay, what do we get? 90 degrees. So what type are these two? These are complementary. They are complementary. They add up to 90. What about number 2? It kind of looks like a straight line, but what do you know about these two? What do they add up to be? 176. So what type of angles are these? Neither. Okay. If they don't add up to 90, or they don't add up to 180, they are neither complementary nor supplementary. Try this next one on your own. What'd you get for this one? Complementary. Because they make a right angle, 90 degrees. So complementary is 90, supplementary 180. Using that information, we're going to find the missing value of x. What type of angles are number 1? Complementary. So together they make 90. So if I add these two together, they need to equal 90. They are a right angle. Right angles are 90 degrees. So together, those two angles added together need to equal 90. Get rid of what piece first? The 40, because it's not attached to x. So how do I get rid of 40? Minus 40. What I do on one side must do to the other. What happens here? They cancel. 5x equals 50. Now what do you do to solve for x? This is 5 times x. How do you undo a times? Divide by 5. What I do on one side must do to the other. X equals 10. So determine if they are 90 or 180, add them together. What do you know about number 2? These angles together make a straight line. Straight line, what type of angles are they? Straight line are supplementary. Okay, they both begin with an S, straight line, supplementary. So they must make what? Right, if I add them together, they must make 180. So 60 plus the other angle is 2x plus 10. And we said that a straight line equals 180 degrees. Go ahead and solve for x. Let's see how you did. On the left, what pieces did you put together? 60 and plus 10. So I have 2x plus 70, and that equals 180. What'd you do next? Get rid of what is not attached. What do I do on one side? Must do the other. 2x equals 110. And lastly, how did you solve? Get rid of a times 2, you will divide by 2. X equals 55. So if they make a straight line, they are supplementary. You know that they add together to equal 180. Solve for x. Go ahead and try number 3 on your own. Find the value of x. Let's see how you did. What do you know about these two angles? They make a straight line. Straight line are called supplementary. Straight line, supplementary. They both begin with an S. So they must equal what? 180. So if I put these together, they have to equal 180 because they are a straight line. What did you do first? Let's combine pieces that match. So I have 2x. What goes with 2x? Plus 2x. That is 4x's. What else goes together? Minus 20 and plus 40. So I have a negative 20 plus 40. What are you left with? Positive 20. So put pieces together that match. Combine your like terms. What do you do next? Get rid of what is not attached. How do you get rid of a plus 20? Minus 20. What you do on one side must do to the other. So 4x equals 160. What did you do next to solve for x? Divide by 4. What I do on one side, do to the other. X equals 40. Since they are a straight line, add them together, make them equal to 180, solve for x. Complementary equal 90. Supplementary, make that straight line or 180 degrees. Nice job today, mathematicians.